What is up, guys? So this is gonna be my trailer breakdown for the Flash season 4 episode 10, aptly titled, I think, "The Trial of the Flash." But before the breakdown, let's watch the trailer.
My name is Barry Allen, and I'm an innocent man. I'm being framed for something that I didn't do.
He stood among us, a wolf in sheep's clothing.
This is the only way. Tell everyone you're the Flash.
If everyone knew my secret, we would never be able to stop running.
The Flash returns with an all-new episode Tuesday, January 16th on the CW.
So, obviously, this is the trial of the Flash. You could tell that by the title, you could tell that by the promo for the episode. And I actually predicted this. I predicted that Barry will get framed for murder. You could click in the top right corner of the video for the video that I made about why I think he will get framed for murder. In short, though, in season 1, there were these flashes, for lack of a better term, when he was running through time. Flashes of his past, present, and future. He saw like Green Arrow 2046, Killer Frost, Legends of Tomorrow. One of them, he saw himself in prison. He saw Barry Allen, not the Flash though, Barry Allen in prison, talking through glass with a phone, just like how Henry Allen did in season 1 of the Flash, which is actually a pretty cool parallel they're doing. History repeats itself with the Allen family. But the second reason I thought that they were gonna do that, it was gonna happen in this season, is because that, first of all, that was the only Flash we saw. I'm pretty sure that never happened yet. And then in the premiere of season 4, Barry Allen said something like "Your Honor, I'm innocent. I didn't kill anybody." That showed me that the trial of Barry Allen was coming, and that he will get framed for murder by the Thinker. The reason I thought he will get framed for murder is just because the Thinker is that it's something that he will do. He will frame somebody, and then he said he didn't kill anybody, so obviously he was on trial for murder or manslaughter. Now, the trial of the Flash is actually a storyline from the comics, and I think that's really cool. They're using storyline from the comics, and it has a lot of similarities between the two. The main one being that, first of all, there's a trial, but the one that I find really interesting is that both of them happen after the Flash's wedding. In the one in the comics, wasn't to anyone named Iris West. It was to somebody named Fiona Webb, which is a character I have never heard of, and that's insane. The Flash was going to marry a character named Fiona Webb, and I have never heard of her. But in that wedding, Reverse Flash tries to kill Fiona Webb, and in an attempt to stop him, Barry Allen accidentally kills him and then is arrested for manslaughter. So obviously that's different because it's Reverse Flash instead of the Thinker, and it's because he wasn't actually framed. He actually killed him. He killed the bad guy by mistake. But in the show, it was the Thinker, and he killed him, or he was framed for murder. I think this is really interesting how they are taking this story and they're loosely basing it off the comic. And the fact that they put this right after the Flash's wedding is definitely something that I think they did on purpose. Like, they waited for the Flash's wedding to use this storyline for sure, which is something I probably should have said in my video where I was talking about why I thought he would be on trial this season. But the thing is, I had no clue about this story. I didn't know anything about it until I researched it for this video, and I found some interesting things that actually helped my case when theorizing what would happen in this season about his trial. And turns out I was right, so I didn't need it. I didn't exactly need it, but it would have been cool if I included it in my video. So I was going through every single comic book in the Trial of the Flash storyline. I wasn't reading them just because that would take forever. It's like 30 comic books. I think it was like 2 years. So I'm not reading them, I'm just reading the synopsis. And in one of them, Kid Flash actually testifies against Barry Allen, against the Flash in court, saying that the thing he did to kill the Reverse Flash by mistake was unnecessary. So I think it would be pretty cool if Wally West just popped back onto the Flash for an episode or two in order to testify against Barry. First of all, it would be a really smart way to have him outcasted from the Flash and his team in general, and then he leaves forever and either joins the Legends or the Titans. I think that would be a really smart way to handle that. And also, it would just be a great homage to the comics that they're trying to loosely base these episodes on, or this small arc they're probably doing, which I say probably because I think it's going to be a small arc. Although, it will be a little bit too similar to what's going on Arrow right now, with Wild Dog testifying against Oliver that he is the Green Arrow. It will be a little bit too similar to that, but you know what can he do? The Flash did it first, so technically The Flash did it first in the comics. This comic came out in like the 80s. So technically Arrow copied the Flash with that whole the sidekick testifies against you in court. So this promo does bring up something in that Cecille Horan, who by the way, I looked at all these comics, she was a big part of that storyline too. I never knew she was actually a comic book character. And now that I do, because I was researching this storyline, I learned that she was the Flash's lawyer in this whole storyline. I think that's also really cool because here she's clearly the Flash's lawyer. So she says that he should reveal his identity to probably lessen the sentence, because sometimes if you plead guilty then you get a lesser sentence, so that's like something like that. But do I think his identity will be revealed? Well, in the comic it wasn't revealed, but that doesn't really say much. You know, they change things from time to time. I mean, just look how they handled Flashpoint. But no, I don't think they will reveal his identity to the public, mainly because it never works out in superhero comics or anything. For example, you look at Spider-Man in the comics, his identity was revealed to the public in Civil War, in the comic book Civil War, and then a year later or something, I don't know how long later, but he made a deal with the devil to like erase everything that happened in his life for the past couple of years, including the reveal of his identity. So that was erased. His identity was no longer known to the public. They do that a lot in comic books, and the reason is it's just so much more simple to make a comic book where nobody knows that nobody knows the superhero's identity. Sure, they do it from time to time to make a little story arc, but then everybody forgets it at the end. The reason it's more simple is because having that dual life is essential to a lot of superheroes, like Superman, The Flash, Batman. It's essential to the superhero storyline. And if you don't have a dual identity, then you're going to be a superhero 24/7. You're never a human being, because when you are a human being, everybody knows you're a superhero anyway. So you're just going to be a criminal all along, because all superheroes are vigilantes. So you're going to be on the run all the time. So having that dual identity where nobody knows, where the public doesn't know who you are, that gives you that side story where they can lead a normal life and have these relatable issues instead of the issues they have as the superheroes, which are not relatable at all. And they might do this as a cool twist. I would think they could, but this is a CW show. There's no way they're going to do this, because if they do, it will get rid of all the drama, because there will be no normal life for Barry, so there will be no drama for Barry, and there's no way they're going to do that, because this is a CW show. And that's my take on why I think they will not reveal his identity, and they never will. Until maybe like the last season of the show, which season 4 is not. It's nowhere near the last season of the show. I said in my Q&A video, link in the top right corner of the video, I said it's probably going to last till season 10, as long as Smallville did. So season 4, definitely not the last season of the show, which is why they're not going to reveal his identity, because that's like 6 seasons of no drama, unless if they like change the timeline, which is also possible. They could reveal his identity and then somehow change the timeline so that nobody knows his secret identity, but that will fall into the thing where people are sick of time travel on this show. It's one of the main reasons that they stopped using speedsters as much. It's because people were sick of these convoluted storylines, these convoluted origin stories for like Savitar, where time travel plays into it a lot, and it makes no sense. So they backed away from that for a while, which is why they backed away from time travel for a while, and speedsters for a while, which is why I think they will not use time travel to erase anything in this season especially, and they will not use time travel to erase a secret identity being outed to the public. And as for do I think he will be found guilty or innocent in this episode, I don't think they will come to a conclusion in this episode, maybe in episode like 11 or 12. But what I do think will happen is that he will be found innocent for practically the same reason as the secret identity thing. It's because if he is found guilty, then he'll obviously be put in jail. If he's in jail, he could either run away and then be a fugitive all his life, and then the Flash himself will be a villain, will be a bad guy, or will be hunted down by the police for the rest of the show or the rest of the season. Or they could reset the timeline, which obviously they won't do. I actually think the first thing I said while saying it convinced me that, it's possible. It's possible that he actually is found guilty. He runs away from the prison, and then he's a fugitive. And the Flash himself, not Barry Allen, because you still have that drama aspect, but then the Flash himself is a fugitive from the law, like Green Arrow has been for a couple of years now, or ever since he killed Billy Malone. He has been a fugitive from the law. He's been hunted down by the police. So, you know what? After saying this, I think, you know what? It's possible that he will actually be found guilty, and that's something that would be interesting to see. So this trailer looks pretty good. The episode looks pretty good in general. The Trial of the Flash storyline is something that I'm really excited to see. After researching the storyline in the comics, I really like it. I think it's a really cool storyline. But let me know what you thought about the trailer, and are you excited for this episode? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.